Hello my peculiars and welcome back or welcome to my peculiar corner if you are new here. My name is Andy and here we are at yet another magical encounter. I hope you are doing well and had an amazing week. As you can see, my background changed again. We are one step closer to finishing my room. We have the stucco done, which means that on top of this layer behind me it's going to be straight away the color, and yesterday I actually managed to choose the colors for my room. So if you want to find out more about that, head out to my Instagram account at Andy's Peculiar Corner and check out my stories, and you'll see that the colors I'm going to apply to my room. But we are not here to talk about that right now, at least not yet. So today we are going to dive again into the last book of the Secret Histories. As you know, we did already in the past the Hobgoblins and Mermaids, and today we are going to discover all about giants. Now this book is beautiful. It's like the one about mermaids. We even have a book mark here and everything, and gold foil and little gems. So yeah, it's very nicely done, and it describes everything about giants and where you can find them and their habits and so on. But without further ado, let's crack on with the show. Here I'm back from the Peculiar Library with the beautiful book about giants, Secret Histories by Professor Ari Berg. Now this is the last book in the mini collection, and it is in Romanian, as you can see, because I bought it when I was living back in Bucharest in Romania, and actually this is one of the first books about magical creatures that I acquired together with the mermaid one. As I already showed you before, it has beautiful gold copper foiling in this case, and we have nice gems, and we also have a nice bookmark here. It's really made out of thread. And let's see what does the author have to say about this. Giants. This is for a new friend of the secret folk. For thousands of years, we, from the Order of the Golden Feathers, are gathering and writing testimonials about Huldur, all the secret folk. About those beings that we all know from legends and myths, but we don't really know much about them. Our work, it is focused on one of the races of this secret folk, the brave giants. All the work that we did, we are now offering to you, the newest member of the order, so you can also start knowing the secrets about these titans and the way they modeled the world around us. Explore their secrets, discover their past, get familiarized with their happiness and fury, and find out where you can find these noble members of the secret folk, because they can be closer than you think. Sharing with you this secret histories, the Order of the Golden Feathers gives to the world knowledge and wisdom, bringing peace and good communication, good relationships between all the folks of the earth. Welcome in the order. I'm sorry for the weird pauses, but of course this is in Romanian, so I'm translating it for you as I'm reading it in Romanian, which is not that easy because it's quite early in the morning. And now we dive into the book. As you see, I had a very bad habit of writing in the books back then, but yeah, I got this book on 11th of October 2014. It was for my birthday, and here it says Giants, or Codex Giganticum, gathered and put together by Ari Berg, the scribe and magister. And here we have the illustrators, which I can tell you the book is full of beautiful illustrations. Here we have something a bit about the Order of the Golden Feathers. Here we have about the magisters and scribes of the order: Lord Oberon, Hesiod, Alexander of Macedonia, for example, Lady Zenor, Merlin, Morgan Le Fay, Marie de France, a lot of them that we already know from the history. Even Shakespeare is mentioned here. Here it says, welcome to the Order of the Golden Feather. Here we have a carta. Here we also have the castle of the order and the oath of the order. And here we have the carta. This is the Great Hall of the Giants. Here, for example, we have the Sword of Goliath. Here we have some of their war equipment, I would say. The portrait of John Middleton, the child from Hale. Here we have the lamp of the earth, their collections, the statues, the rock statues of Gog and Magog, some rock book, very nicely done. This is the skull of a giant. Here we have the first years of the world. So we have hidden giants, help from the fairies. This is a beautiful illustration of two giants, titans that they look like they either are hugging or they are fighting. I'm not sure, but it looks like a, real life bridge created by nature. And here we have testimonials about giants, and here they were brought from the scribes of the fairies from Elfbarrow Hill. Here we have giant footsteps, a Roman giant, and old places made out of stone. As you can see here, it looks like a mouth, it looks like teeth of giants. And here we have even more. We have discovered proofs, we have the forms of the earth, we have the signs on earth from the giants, and here we have their alphabet, very nicely done, beautifully done. I'm definitely gonna go more in depth in one of my future videos with all of these books, because as they are in Romanian, I understand that you cannot pause and read unless you are Romanian or you understand Romanian. So I'm gonna go in more depth and I'm gonna translate all of this for you so you can understand even more about giants. We can have a very nice Care of Magical Creatures class. Here we have the cycle of life of the giants, and we have the birth and children, long road, beyond the borders, species of giants. Here we have Gigantes medius, Gigantes giganticus, the biggest one, Gigantes vulgaris, and here we have Homo sapiens. Then we have the mysteries from the giant's sack or bag. And here we have, what do we have inside? So we have cutlery, we have some working utensils, we have amulets, we have their shoes, some cages, and they also have mobile houses. And also here it says, what can we find out on the outside? And we also have like a fairy camp, some friends that the giant is transporting between places, a rock bird baby, very nicely done. Here we have the house of the castle of the giant. It says here that the house of the giant is it's his castle, or its castle. And we have beautiful illustration, their pets. Here we have a menu for the giant. Here we have like a bird pie, and here we have some salted goat of Denbrass, obviously the mead of Sutong. Here we have the calendar of the giants, and we have something about Murk, Nod, Sodden, Geldos. And this we have the annual habits of giants. And then we have giants at work. Here we have something about a company, landscapers company, Mount Kilaraus Limited. Here we have like they are shepherds also. Here they are builders, or they are also, they can be hired workers, the giants. Here we have their fashion, then their clothes and costume, the ritual costumes. Here we have something about their hairstyles, their clothes, a new house for an old lady, beautiful. I remember when I was little, in my kindergarten, there used to be this as a toy, like there was a house made out of a boot, and I always loved playing with that. I always loved this magical world, so probably that's why. And here we have a beautiful illustration of a giant and explained some of the clothes that they are wearing. Here we have the amulets and the signs of the rocks. Here we have beautiful illustrations of a lot of gemstones, and then it's explained about the coloring here and the pigment, you know, that are taken from the rocks. Here we have something about rocks with the past. Here we have some stories about, for example, it's explained even more in depth. Basalt, you know, we have coal, granite, topaz, the salt, argile, and so on. Again, I'm gonna go in depth with this. And also we have here the story of Boundel and Little Grimm. And we are gonna translate, I'm gonna translate for you that. Here we have rings. It's something about a game of the giants, and more about their games, dances, a little story, their rings, as I said. Here we have stories of giants, something about the dark era, or Jack the giant slayer, of course. Then we have nice stories and legends. Here we have something about giants' riddles. Here we have some stories from the travelers. Here we have something about elves, something about mermaids, some Greek stories. And here are the answer of the order to these stories or sightseeings. Here we have some catastrophes, or when there were fights between neighbors. Here we have something about the Chronicles of Manor Court. Something about accidents. And we have here, it's this with the Chronicle of Manor Court. It's like a case that was taken in instance, and we have the testimonial of the person that was, you know, brought to court, and the person that, you know, had something bad did to them. And here we have Zoologica Giganticum. So we have probably, I did not open this book for a long time, guys, so wow, okay, yeah, our favorite part of a book, right? Even more magical creatures. I'm gonna try and open it for you. Probably my camera will not manage to take it all in. Let's see. I will try. Beautiful. We have something about the white lion. We have the giant spider, Aragog, right? Then we have something about the blue Taurus. And then we have, obviously, dragons. It says Virdi. It's a worm, sorry. Then we have the rockbird, the giant boar, the Mayan bat. And here we have also the beaver, Mr. Beaver from Narnia, probably. But I love the illustrations. They really, I would say that they remind me in a way of something from Hogwarts. Then we have the giants of the world. Here we have the compass of Starkhather. And probably it's a story, which again, we are gonna go more in depth. And here we have different giants from all over the world with a beautiful map and illustrations. We have each illustrated here. Then giants from the US. Here we have Mesoamerica, forests of the north. And here we have the giants from the frozen north. Here we have the Celtic giants, the grave of King Arthur, the giants of Cornwall, and we have a nice, it's like a table, and it says it's like all the giants with what they did, their age, their address, and their opinion about people. And here we have something of Balor and his eye. Here we have giants from the Mediterranean world and the Close Orient, and the Orient, of course. And then we have Greek giants, Orion. Then we have Sumerian giant, and here we have some giants that were mentioned in the Bible, Og and also Goliath. Here we have the giants of the north. So we have, of course, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland. It's the Scandinavian countries. Then we have more giants from the east this time. Something about giants from Fiji, Pangu. Here we also have giants from Africa, not only from Asia. So we have something about Africa. Here we have something about wars and the giants' fights. Here we have something about the giant's heart in a box. Very beautifully done. Here we have about the relationship of giants, the beginnings, the child of hail, the awakening of the old people, the daughters of giants, and that was it. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this flip through. Sorry if I had awkward stops and pauses during the video, but of course, as I said, you know, as I was reading in Romanian, I was trying to translate for you straight in English, so it's not like the words are always coming to me. I'm very used to talk only English mainly these days, so or Czech or Italian, so yeah. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this book. If you want to get it, make sure to check out the description. I'm gonna put the links for you to the book, of course in English, so it's gonna be easier for you because I know most of you are obviously talking English. So definitely I'm gonna add links there for you, as I do for every video of mine. And that's it for this week. I can't wait to show you even more of my books. I'm not sure what's gonna be next week because literally everything is in boxes right now, because we really need to finish the floor. Just to give you a fast update of my room, we will have to finish my floor, which hopefully is gonna happen this weekend. And after that we will be able to paint the walls, and then finally I will be able to put at least 2-3 bookshelves together so I can start taking my things out. But you will see more updates on my Instagram. Anyway, until next week, don't forget 2 very important things. Stay magical, stay peculiar, always. Bye for now.